Hi everybody, happy Monday. June Burgess here. Thank you for your messages that were very kind after last week's interesting Happy Monday. I have a funny feeling that today's could be just as interesting because I obviously haven't learnt from last week, and I have decided to come outside and film again, film all the guys, and I've got part of the herd here. We've got about 7 or so guys. Here we go. There's Loopy. I'll hold on these two because they've actually decided to leave me alone for a couple of minutes and go off and play with each other, which is great. Loopy that you see there, the chestnut horse, is about 20, maybe a little bit older, and he's playing with Dylan. I'm going to give you a little bit of an introduction. Last week I focused on one horse, Ollie. I'm going to explain a little bit about more of the guys, just give you a little bit of an introduction to them. This is Killian. Killian is sort of the granddaddy, and he has just got infinite patience. He is such a lovely, lovely, steady, caring, patient guy. He's about 33, and he was the buddy of Dylan when Dylan was a foal. He looked after Dylan once he came away from Ollie and taught him just about everything that he needs to know. Dylan was playing with Loopy. He was the one you saw earlier. Dylan was Ollie's first foal. Dylan is now 4 and brother to Murray. Dylan is a little bit like Murray. A little bit like Ollie. He would be a little bit of a worrier, but not just quite as much as Ollie. I think Killian has had a laid back influence on his life at the right time, so he's pretty grounded, pretty relaxed, but still likes to play, as you can see. And there's Loopy. Loopy was determined to be on this film, but he's finally been distracted and is playing a little bit. Loopy is New Zealand thoroughbred. He has competed in Europe and all around Ireland and the UK. He's a gorgeous, gorgeous horse, real superstar. Sorry, I'm not focusing very well. I've got a new camera. And as you can see, he keeps all of the others on their toes. He's very quick, very sharp, very clever, loves to be engaged in anything that's going on, always first up at the front to do something new. And he is just probably, if I had to pick who was the cleverest in the yard, it would be Loopy. There we've got Murray, who's trying to wind Killian up. Look at him biting his bum. And Murray, as you met last week, he's the baby of the yard. He's only 3, and Killian give him in the back again. Sorry, I'm zooming the wrong way with this new camera. They're all interacting together. They're all having a bit of a play, and even the 2 boys that are 30 are involved in it all, which is lovely with the young ones. Murray is Ollie's second last foal. Hang on, there he is with the white nose. Oh, Killian's giving a bit of a kick. They're just playing. And he buddied with Frenchie, whom... I don't want to move the camera from these guys because they're quite exciting to watch, but I'll move quickly over and introduce you to Frenchie. This is Frenchie. Frenchie's also in his 30s, like Killian. And Frenchie, as I said, was the granddaddy to Murray as he was growing up. And he's different to Killian. Killian very steady, caring. Frenchie's also a lovely boy, but he kind of just likes to do his own thing and likes his own space, and he kind of sees the world from a different perspective. Then, beside Frenchie, we've got Morris. And Morris is a very, very handsome horse. He showed for a bit when he was younger, but he's competed internationally. They've all competed internationally at a very high level and won competitions. But Morris would be like the James Bond of the yard. He's very charismatic, very handsome, likes everything nice and clean, likes to keep himself clean, likes his stable to be very clean, and he just would have everything just so. And also all of the other horses like him. He never winds the other horses up. He's just very chilled. And behind me, if I can pan the camera around, let's see, is Harry. We're sort of getting his bum, unfortunately, but that's Harry. Harry is the real joker of the yard. He has endless energy. He and Loopy together are quite amazing. The two dogs are in the background as well. But Harry never tires of doing, if you jump the same jump forever on Harry, Harry would find a new way of doing it each time. He just is constantly on the go, constantly buzzing and winding everybody else up. So we'll pan back again. And we'll settle on the group. There we go. We've got Killian, the grey, Dylan with the white nose, and Libby and Murray in that shot. So what I'm trying to say about all these guys is they're all very, very different. I love watching them like this and watch them all interacting because they've got such different personalities. They all bring something different to the pot, and it's totally different every day what they're getting up to. And they really bring a huge amount, each of them with their very different personalities, bring a huge amount to my life, and in particular to my workshops as well. And you know, people are very similar. People are all different, and everybody you meet, whether you feel you like them or not, they all add something different to your life in some way. And some people have an amazing ability to be able to wind you up. I've heard I think it's a quotation that the world would be a wonderful place if it wasn't for all the people, and I kind of get that as an animal lover, and I'm sure you do too, because people are weird. People do weird things all the time. They act weird. They do things I would never dream of doing. The way we see the world isn't necessarily always right. We think we're right, but that doesn't mean that we are. Everybody's looking at it from a totally different perspective. And a good example of this is my mum, when she goes shopping with her friend, it drives her bonkers that her friend will take things off hangers and just leave them lying on top of the rail for the shop assistants to put back again. Drives her to distraction. She goes around behind her friend, putting them all back in the hangers because she doesn't want the shop assistants to think that she's anything to do with this process. So she thinks it's weird. Her friend obviously doesn't think there's anything wrong with it. And me looking in from the side thinks, well, there's a lot worse things going on in the world to get uptight about, but hey-ho, that's one of the things that winds mum up. So everybody gets wound up by different things, and we all see the world in a different way. But weird or not, we're never ever going to find another human being who thinks exactly the same way that we do. So I've stopped trying. I've finally recognised that having your opinion proved right isn't the most important thing in the world. When I was getting married, or after I was married, and I probably would have had an argument with my husband, I remember Dad telling me, which would you prefer? Would you prefer to be right, or would you prefer to have a happy marriage? And they're very wise words that have stuck with me since, that I've applied to other situations other than my marriage, because I would have been pretty opinionated. I like to think I'm a lot softer now, and recognise that your job in life isn't to convince everybody that you're right. So stop trying. And anyway, the world would be a really boring place if we were all the same. If everybody did think the same things that you think and agree with you on everything, what on earth would you talk about? And the difference is what makes interacting with people and with our animals fun. Imagine how boring this herd would be if they were all exactly the same. They wouldn't be messing. Killian wouldn't be telling the young ones to calm down and relax. Lippy wouldn't be injecting a bit of energy into things when they're all a bit flat. It's a pretty miserable cold day here in Ireland. They could all just be standing huddled around or standing grazing and not interacting. But, you know, they're all, because of the different personalities, there's always somebody that's adding something into the pot and making life interesting and stimulating for the others. And perhaps when we come across people that we don't get on with terribly well, it would be a good thing to imagine what it would be like if they were one of the horses that we're caring for. You know, would we be viewing them as critically if they were a horse as we are when they're people? So next time you're having trouble with somebody, imagine they're one of your horses, and I bet you find you'll look at them with more compassion and understanding, and be less affected by what it is that annoys you about them. So anyway, this is another musing on a happy Monday. Now that I'm finished, they've all decided to relax and quieten. So it's a good time to leave now. They're all very settled. That's part of the herd at Ballygraffin, and I'll plan to see you next week. Bye.